Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Great Lakes Draft League. New season, new us, baby. Coming at you with some ripe bomb content. I don't fucking know, dude. I don't have an intro, but we are here for some preseason content. The draft is done. Week 1 will not start for a while, so I just thought I'd throw some stuff at you guys to tide you over. And also, Flamingo threatened to riot if I didn't release anything. So, here we are. I'm making it. We have a new logo and a new team name. Isn't that so exciting? I'm really excited. No more Detroit Delmize. Rest in peace. Shout out to those guys. We are now the Traverse City Torterra, and I, for one, am jazzed. I'm super excited about it. And I'm also super excited about this team. So how about I stop wasting time and get into it? Up first, our very first pick, we have Glastrier. I'm really excited to use this. I've used it before in like one league, and I didn't do very well with it. I was in a lot of leagues all at the same time, and so I was a little overwhelmed, and so I was not at the peak of my game. But I've seen Glastrier do very well to amazing success. It was tier 0 for a reason. Really strong mon. Definitely a big pickup round 1. Really excited to have it. But I've been talking with Ryan, and the team is not a Glastrier team per se, or not a Glastrier team first. It's a half Tailwind, half Trick Room team with Glastrier on it. And the other half of the Trick Room Tailwind thing is Tailwind. And for that, we have Whimsicott. Jeez, I'm recording so my computer is lagging because it's not good. But Whimsicott is one of my favorite Pokemon to use. And so I was working on like draft plans, and I was like, screw it. I have not taken Whimsicott like 10, 11 leagues in a row. I want to use it. I want to take it. Give it to me. So this is kind of what I built around, quote unquote. More like, I was like, okay, this is my support piece. What does Whimsicott support best? It does a whole bunch of stuff. Obviously, it's Whimsicott. Not really much to say about that. It sets Tailwind, and then it does whatever else you need it to do in a supportive sense. So the first mon that I wanted Whimsicott to support was Duraludon. Whimsicott Duraludon is one of my favorite combinations. It's the team that it was the main lead of the first team that I ever used in VGC. And I was like, I want to use it. I think they pair really well together. I think it has like a ton of potential, and I want to do it. So I did. Here he is. They're on the team, and it's amazing. I'm really, really excited to use them, which I've said like a million times, but like seriously, I've wanted to use this specific combination for so long, and I finally got up the guts to do it. I don't want to give away too much info in terms of like what I want to do, but Duraludon is a pretty straightforward mon, so I don't think there are a whole bunch of secrets around this. Up next, we have Jellicent. This is our primary Trick Room setter, but not our only Trick Room setter. We have some supported pieces for this down the line. I'm excited to use this. I had it in MDL, and it did pretty well for me, but it was a trade that I made later on. So I'm excited to go for a full season using Jellicent, as opposed to like 3 or 4 weeks that I had it for in MDL. I got some ideas for it. I think it's gonna really pop off this season, and I'm super, super jazzed to give it a go. There are a whole bunch of sets floating through my mind for this thing. I think it's a cool mon. I like its design. I like using it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Up next, Crocodile. I wanted some Intimidate of my own, and additionally, I just like using Crocodile. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you, you know? It filled out a couple type cores that I wanted, but primarily it's Intimidate first and foremost, but then it also can do like Scarf Moxie stuff. And so being able to flex between those two roles, or maybe like Intimidate Scarf, whatever, I don't know. I've never used Crocodile before, but I like it a lot, and so I wanted to take it, and so I did. And again, I'm really excited to use it. Oh, by the way, I didn't get sniped a single time during this draft, which is cool, but also a little concerning, because I also didn't get I also didn't get sniped in Season 1 of GLDL. And I was like, oh, sick. I'm so glad I didn't get sniped. I built my optimal team. And then I was a couple weeks into the season, and I was like, I didn't get sniped because all my mons suck and my team is garbage. Hopefully that's not the case this time, but man, it's rough, and I'm definitely nervous about that. But I digress. Again, not the most versatile mon, but like it can do a bunch of stuff, and I'm excited to use it. It is a little versatile, so I'm jazzed, so to speak, which I think I've said a bunch of times. So I'm gonna maybe stop. I don't know. Next, we have Vikavolt. I've used Vikavolt in the past. It was on my team last season. Definitely one of the only good mons that I had last season. Really, really strong mon. Really solid under Trick Room. And if you want to run Undertale, and you can, it gets a ton of coverage in terms of max moves. Obviously, it gets double stab, but then it also gets like Airstream, and it gets Flash Cannon for Steel Spike, and it gets Mud Shot if you want to run Quake. So it's a really solid max target under Trick Room. And it also just does a ton of damage. Like, I love Vikavolt. I've used it before, and I'm using it again now, and I will use it again in the future. I love Vikavolt. I'm a Vikavolt believer. And I'm really excited that I got to pick this up. I just assume from now on that I was excited to pick up everything that I got, because I was actively looking to get everything, and I'm happy that I got everything that I wanted, so I'm going to stop out saying I was excited about stuff. Just assume that I was. Next, we have Beheeyem. This is our other secondary Trick Room setter. Again, this is a mon that I had in MDL, but I don't think I got to use A, as much as I wanted to, or B, to its fullest potential. The set that I ran against Dan, I think, maybe Maxwell, one of the two, it didn't, like, I didn't get to use it in that set, and in retrospect, like, I should have, but I didn't. And so I want to give that specific set another chance, and I just want to use Beheeyem again. It's a little reminiscent of Jellicent in the sense that it can like set Trick Room and then exert offensive pressure, which is cool, but Beheeyem is a little different in that I think it can do pretty well outside of Trick Room as well. I don't have the supportive pieces that allowed me to theoretically do that in MDL, but it's definitely a possibility, so we will see how that goes. It's a little worrisome that both of my Trick Room setters are weak to Dark and Ghost, and so sharing those weaknesses is not great, so like it's just going to be something that I'm going to have to be aware of in team building, but I'm glad to have them both on the team. Even though they're both like Trick Room setters, Trick Room abusers, their offensive utility is very different, and so I'm excited to have them both on the team. I said I was going to stop saying that, and then I said it again. Next, we have Persian. I was chatting with Ryan when I was making this team, and he said, yeah, your team is really slow. Like it's pretty either Trick Room or Tailwind reliant, and that's not great, and so you should get something fast. And I was like, okay, I was looking at Persian, so I might take that. And he said, yes, absolutely do that. So I took Persian. I'm really excited to have it. Oh my god. Me. I'm going to stop saying I'm excited. Also me. Does not do that. Anyway. Fake Out, Icy Wind, Fake Tears, whatever. All kinds of support that it can do. I think it's going to be really fun to use. I've never used it before, but I've seen other people use it to great success. I think it's going to be a really good, important part of the team. Speaking of good, important parts of the team, up next we have Togepi. I really needed a redirection, if I'm being completely honest with you. And I like... Togepi is not the best one, but considering its tier 4, if I remember correctly. It's like really good value redirection. And then obviously it's taunt bait, which definitely sucks, but its support options are really, really solid. And so getting it that low just seemed really too valuable to pass up, especially on the comp that we are rolling with. Pretty straightforward on this team. It's certainly no Togekiss, but it does what we need it to do, and that's it, you know? And last but not least, I believe, we have Flareon. It's not last. Just kidding. There's one after this. I'm a Flareon believer. I'm going to level with you guys. In theory crafting this team, and also my GLDL team, which had Flareon, or this is my GLDL team, my Season 1 team, which also had Flareon on it. People were like, yeah, Flareon's just not really consistent. And honestly, I agree, but base 130 in tier 5, broken, dude. Absolutely insane. Like, that's so strong. It can run like Iron Ball to do stuff in Trick Room, or it can do Tailwind stuff, and it just clicks Flare Blitz, and it gets other stuff, obviously, but primarily, it's like budget Darmanitan, and I love Darmanitan. I love clicking Flare Blitz, dude. I really like Flareon. I'm a big believer. I think Flareon is going to do really well on this team. I think I have the tools to support it in the instances when I need to. I think it's going to pop off. But speaking of things popping off, the most important guy on the whole team, Dunsparce. Fuck you, Joey. Dunsparce is my best friend. I love Dunsparce. I've said it before, I'll say it again, and I'll draft it again. I'm a Dunsparce believer. I think this mon is amazing. King of Cheese. It's like, it's kind of just another budget Togekiss, but without redirection. Actually, that's not true. Only in terms of cheese is it like that. But being able to coil and get 100% accurate rock slides with a 60% chance to flinch on top of Glare, a 100% accurate move that paralyzes your opponent, holy shit. Base 45 speed is good for Trick Room. It does become a little bit of a conflict when you're glaring things for the paralysis, which halves their speed, which is not good if you're trying to underspeed them in Trick Room. But man, this guy just, he comes out and he says, all right, the rest of this game is a coin toss. Good luck, because that's the only thing that's involved anymore is luck. And either you have it or you don't. And then you either win or you lose. I don't know. It's definitely like a toxic, dirty Pokemon, and I to this day feel bad about doing Panda dirty in the BTL, but it's fine. I love Dunsparce, and Dunsparce is my best friend. I don't know what to tell you. So, at the end of all this, this is what our roster looks like. I'm a really big fan, honestly. I'm really excited to use this team. I think it's going to be an absolute ball. I have a lot of ideas. I think it does a lot of stuff. I think it's a strong team. I think it's one of the stronger teams that I've drafted. I also think it's one of the weirder teams that I've drafted. I really like our Trick Room mode. I really like our Fast mode. I think I've got a lot of options, which I just said 2 seconds ago. I don't know. It's just, it has everything that I want. It has new stuff with Whimsicott, Duraludon, and Persian and Togepi, and also returning members like Jellicent and Vikavolt and Dunsparce and Flareon. I think it's a really cool mix of experimenting and going with what works, and I'm really looking forward to this season. I've already team built for week 1. I'm so beyond psyched to get going. So yeah, that's going to be it for me for this video. My PRs will be coming out probably after this, but maybe before, but within the same few hours, they'll be coming out basically at the same time. So if you haven't watched those, go and do that. And if you have, then I will see you the week of April 17th, which is week 1. So I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. I will see you guys around. Peace out.